All right. Well, since we have a few other folks interested and they're on time, I'm going to honor them by starting on time. So everybody, welcome to Creativity Booster. This is an opportunity for you to learn something creative or maybe just tap into your creative side. And for 15 minutes, we're going to get like a creativity bath of newness and wonderfulness. And I'm hoping it will change your day and give you renewed energy, recharged energy to go back to do whatever it is you do next. So I have a wonderful guest today. Her name is Melissa Pate, and she is the amazing director of creative arts therapy at Kensington Park Senior Community. She's a licensed and board certified music therapist with a certification in neurological music therapy. So tell us just a little bit about that before you launch into your activity.
My spiel, yes. Music, so neurologic music therapy. So music therapy, I guess, on a macro level is using music and music interventions for mostly non-musical, but sometimes musical goals. So in senior living, a lot of the reasons that we get referrals, apologies, let me close my email, is that we have residents who are having difficulty adjusting to life in senior living. They are maybe depressed or having anxiety, especially if they have dementia or Alzheimer's or some kind of other, cognitive impairment. It can be really confusing and really jolting to be in a new environment. And so we know that prolonged stress and prolonged, low mood is not good for our bodies. Stress has detrimental effects on us. And so, with music therapy, a lot of what we do here is our interventions to help improve mood, one, and also to increase meaningful social engagement. Of course, we get other reasons for referrals. Sometimes it's life enrichment, or sometimes it is, increasing vocal expression. With cognitive impairment, sometimes we lose our ability to express ourselves verbally. And so sometimes music can be a really great way to find other means of self-expression. And so that's mostly what I do. Now, I also have a certification in neurologic music therapy. And neurologic music therapy is a little more niche. It's using specific interventions with music and rhythm bases to improve for speech and motor rehabilitation. So for folks with Parkinson's or, a traumatic brain injury, a stroke, if any of you remember Gabby Giffords, the representative who was shot, she received music therapy to learn how to speak again.
I was going to say there's a big connection between speech therapy and music therapy.
Yes.
Very much about the swallowing. It helps if you're singing. Especially we've seen many stroke survivors use song as a way to get back their voice and actually sing words, and then eventually be able to take off the singing part and just keep the words. So they're in a constant opera.
Absolutely, yes. And the thing that's interesting about that, and one of the reasons it works, is because, our brain has like two main speech areas, the Wechsler speech area and the Broca. And, but music is, if you were to put a violinist under an MRI while they were playing music, you would see it would light up like a Christmas tree. And so, music has many different layers. There's the rhythm, there's the lyrics, the melody, the instruments that you're hearing, and also, how you actually feel about the song. And so our brains are engaging in music in many different, in the auditory cortex, in the hippocampus, and our memory area, our ASMR, and so our brain is fully engaged. And there's some research that suggests that music activates the brain more than almost any other activity.
And we see that. We see
yes.
that a lot at end of life.
Yes.
If you, we work with musicians who come to hospice, and you can see even just a little finger tapping.
Yes.
Even though they can't move any other part of their body, they're engaged, or their eyes flicker, or there's like that inside smile that we talk about a lot, where you can just smile without meaning to or consciously aware. It's just beautiful. So let's do a sample.
Let's do a sample. So I have my guitar.
Yay.
So this is, I'm gonna do a song. I wasn't sure what age range of an audience I would have, but I'm gonna do a song that I feel like most people know. And I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I'm going to sing the first part, and I want, if you know what the next part is, then you can either raise your hand or maybe type it in the chat box. The hills are alive with Jody.
Wait, take it off mute. You guys can be off mute. It's okay.
You can.
Sorry. The sound of music.
The sound of music. Now, when's the last time you probably heard that song?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And I'm a musical theater person.
Maybe
in a while.
Been a while. So that's kind of an example of how music is sticks in your brain, how you won't hear a song for years, maybe, and without without even missing a beat, no pun intended, that that's the next part of the song. And we find that a lot with our residents, and they'll be surprised of like, wow, I didn't even know I knew that. Now let's do another song. So this one is going to be a little more simple, and we're going to do You Are My Sunshine. That's kind of always my go-to song. And we're just going to sing it together. If you want to be on mute, you can be on mute. If you want to be off mute, you can be off mute. But we're going to sing it together, and then I'll tell you something afterwards. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. So even the simple act of singing is a natural stress reliever. Singing for a couple of reasons. One, we're having to be more focused with our breath. You're thinking you have to breathe at more regular intervals, which can activate your parasympathetic nervous system to, if you're having a stress response, or if you're feeling, like your cortisol is pumping through your body, singing can help release, serotonin and to kind of relax you, and also just give you a natural, I call it a natural stress reliever. And so even
I put it in the chat that if we sing on mute, we can sing as loud as we want, because it's like singing in the shower. Nobody can hear you. So open your mouths, sing a lot, because the other thing that singing really does is it improves your breath. And as we all know, breath is it. Without it, we're out. So you want to have deep breathing techniques, and it's very yogic. So singing has a yoga quality. It's really, really good for you. So don't hesitate to sing out loud. You can be on mute. Nobody else will hear you except whoever's in the room with you.
Absolutely. And even parsing it down more than that. So I'm going to do a breathing exercise, and I'll end with a very simple music assisted relaxation. Having a regular, kind of, Patricia, to your point, having a regular rhythm can also help with breathing. So something I do with residents sometimes is music assisted breathing, where we use the music to help guide our breath. So an example would be, I breathe in and hold and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and breathe in. 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. And that's me taking, something simple like box breathing, where you breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, you breathe out for 4, and using music to support it so that your brain has something to entrain with. So we're going to do that. We're going to do the box breath 3 times. If you want to close your eyes, you can. But we're going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3. Again. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3. Again, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Catherine has a smile on her face. I love it. So this type of music assisted relaxation that I'm about to do is not one that I typically do with people with Alzheimer's or dementia, just because it's a lot of imagination and kind of like picturing yourself somewhere else. And with dementia and Alzheimer's, we want to keep them oriented in the here and now. But I'm going to do a quick song, Annie's Song by John Denver. And this song is great because it has a lot of imagery. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain. And as I'm singing it, I want you to just think about those words. Just think about what it would be like to have a night in the forest, or seeing the mountains in springtime, or taking a walk in the rain. And you can close your eyes, you can keep them open, but just kind of focus on the words. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come fill me again. So that's a very short, that has the rest of the song, and we could get lost in John Denver, but even just the mindfulness and music helping you to be in the here and now, but also to just find a place of peace with the music. I call music a gateway to wherever it is you want to be. But yeah, so it's hard to talk about music therapy in a short time because I love it so much. I'm like, well, I'll talk about it for another hour. But
well, I so appreciate you giving us an opportunity to tap into our energy for song and having music and breath be made aware. So anybody want to share how are you feeling now and a takeaway before we say goodbye to Melissa? Go ahead, Jody.
So I just typed that I've got to run and back to reality, but this was amazing. I've never done anything like this, stopping in the middle of my craziness going on in my life. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. It was great.
Just keep in mind that this is recorded and it'll be on our website in a couple of weeks. So you know, whenever you need a little music break, you know what you're going to get, and you can just tap in. You know, you go for a walk to get a coffee, you can listen to the music.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Jody.
Have a good rest of the day.
Thanks. Catherine, you want to share how you feeling?
I had to say, I feel much better because sometimes I get like stressed out, and then when I listen to music, like you have a beautiful voice, so it kind of like calmed me down. So thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm really impressed with the sound you made, but also with the information you gave us. I feel like, I got to put a dose of music in my day every day.
Absolutely.
So thank you all for joining for a short and delightful creativity booster. Next week, we have a different outlook. We're going to be working with Maria Simonson, who's a textile artist and an herbalist. Ooh, fun. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Catherine, for being here. Bye, everybody.